So here's a question for you, Dre. Playing with the Warriors, from an outside fan perspective, it's the assumption that Draymond's the leader of that team because he's the most vocal, he's the guy that rallies behind. But we also talk about Steph. So when it comes down to it, Steph the leader, is Dre the leader, or is it more of a leader by committee type thing?
I feel like with the Warriors, Steph is the leader. Steph is the head honcho. I think Draymond would say that. But Draymond has a load of the leadership that makes that team. And that's what makes him great. Him and Jimmy are very similar. Because you always look back and say, how is Jimmy getting it done? He can't shoot threes, he can't go left, whatever. No, I'm saying whatever they say about Jimmy, he figuring it out. I'm like, I seen him dribble with his right hand left and push it right, and then pull up for three against Milwaukee this year. It was going crazy. Jimmy he's probably the closest that I've seen to Kobe Bryant with that mentality of just, man, Jimmy will figure out a way for us to win. I've never seen a will like that. I'm like, this dude got a Kobe Bryant will, a will to him to win. And I've seen Draymond play a lot of different sports. And what people say about Draymond, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. Like, what does he do great on the basketball court? From a basketball skill set, I don't care what you say about him. This dude will figure out a way to win at whatever he's doing. I've seen him compete in so many things, and I'm like, this is an awkward way you're doing this. But when it comes down to it, he won. And so you have to, there's a value to that. And it may not show up on a stat sheet, it may not show up in a form, but he just figures out a way to win. And for him to be 6'5.5" and play the position he plays and get a triple-double with scoring like 2 points, like crazy stuff like that, you gotta respect it. It's very valuable. And then there's leadership qualities to those type of guys more so than to the guys who have all the skills. And so we following Steph, but Draymond gonna take us to a place that, because he basically covering up everybody else's weaknesses. That's just what he's brilliant at. It's like, all right, this is his weakness. And he knows everything. Like, he's in tune with the game. Like, he knows everybody's plays. He know what they coming with the first play out of the timeout. He know what the first play coming out of each quarter. And players don't think like that anymore. Like, he's on another level up there. And when I sit back and watch it sometimes, I'm like, listen, y'all can say whatever y'all want to about this man, but it's like a genius there.
I remember there was a reaction where, and I said, "Oh man, you have to watch it where something happened, and Clay fell a certain way, and he caught him at the same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pump faked man,
Tristan pump faked him.
Tristan pump faked him.
Undercut him, and he
like instead of going for the block, he'd rather catch his player, knowing it's an awkward movement. I was like, damn, he's aware of everything that's going on. That was like that right there. Like, just put me in the that was injury. That was done right there. And instead of like, okay, you pump faking me going for it or to hold Tristan to foul him, he rather I give up the 2 or whatever that was, and I'm just gonna catch my dude.
He does stuff like that all the time, actually, like all the time. Like, he knowing what's gonna happen. Like, we missed the coverage. And the offense ain't even saw that we missed the coverage yet. And he was like, man, we missed the coverage and they about to see it. And he'll be there. He'd be like, damn. Like, small stuff like that goes a long way.
Obviously, got to talk about Jordan Poole. You got the chance to play with Jordan Poole with the Warriors. He got traded now to the Wizards. So what do you think about Jordan's game, and what are your expectations just for what his ceiling can be with that Wizard squad?
Yeah, I was asked a question. This sums up Jordan Poole. I was asked a question from a coach, the Celtics coach I played golf with. He was like, he was like, yo, which way does Jordan Poole go? Does he go right or left? Which way is he like going more? I'm like, that's a good question. And he was like, well, we sent him right, but then we sent him left, and then this happened. He was like, I don't know which way he goes. I was like, listen, whichever way the pick come, he going the other way, right? But then I got to thinking,
that's impressive.
Like, I was like, yo, man, get a go-to move, JP, get a go-to move. He was like, what you mean? I was like, fam, you just go to get a go-to move, because like, I don't know what move you're gonna use. But then I thought about it, I was like, don't nobody know what this kid gonna do. Like Clay even said it. And Clay was like, man, this kid is so electric. With like and then when you watch him work out, he be working on some crazy stuff. Like he put his work in, like Steph be shooting him half-court shots all the time. But when they make him, he just be used to it. Poole's the same way. He be shooting crazy shots, and over time, you be like, nah, he do this all the time. And so you give him a situation where he can just be free, and not say he was in handcuffs, but you playing with 3 Hall of Famers and an All-Star in Wiggins. Like you gotta restrict him a little bit because you can't be too chaotic. It's already chaos. And so I think he'll be great with just being able to just like having this. He has a landscape and he just can create whatever he wants to create. He can throw whatever painting he wants to throw on this wall, and you don't know what you're gonna get. But you can say like, if your favorite artist, you be like, man, what do you call it? Commission me a painting. That means start with a blank skate and just make me whatever you want, and I give you 100,000.
So he about to Kanye West it?
But Kanye ain't dropped no dud ever.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He about to Kanye West it.
But the thing with him, I talk to him to this day. I said, listen, you gotta grow up now. You got your own team. Like it comes with some responsibility. And you've been in environments where it's really controlled. Like everybody's cool, everybody's in line. I'm like, it really ain't like this in the NBA. Like, niggas is wilding. It's crazy.
Yeah, you ain't been head on yet. Yeah.
So you think he about to average?
He already averaged 20 now.
He averaged 20 last year on a bad year.
You think I'm 28, 30?
He gonna get to the line because they didn't. He was the one getting to the line for us.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got to the line for us consistently. People act like he had a bad year. I'm like, okay, a bad year. Like y'all blamed him for the year we had last year, and he averaged 20. And they have no expectation for winning.
Yeah, he gonna average 30.
At least 25 plus.
Yeah, for sure.
25 plus. Easy. He gonna get to the line, and then at home, you got to give him a whistle at home. He gonna average 30 at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's chocolate.
Probably average 30.
And it's Chocolate City, so you know who's gonna be in the stands. They got all the memes. Every time you see a bad chick,
The baddies.
40.
It's a pool party with when the baddies in the building. So.
But he's already starting to make the right strides. Like I've heard about what he's been doing with his teammates. Like I just sat with him the other day, and he was like, I was asking about his teammates, and he knew everything about every one of them. And I'm like, oh, okay. We starting off on the right path. He tapped in. I think he brought them all out to LA. Like he did it. We all meeting together. Like he leading. I'm like, okay.
Bagman. Yeah, that's me.
Because he's a smart kid where he knows like, 120 starts next year, but then 200 comes in 4 years. So he one of them guys like, oh no, I'm planning for the next one. Like he ain't gonna just stop on his contract. Yeah.
That's how he's supposed to be for the next one.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? As you know, Gil's Arena is presented by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest and best way to play fantasy sports. You can pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy projections, and you have the opportunity to win up to 20 times your money in a single night. We're doing the 5 ways, the 4 ways, the 3 ways. You know, you can do them 2 ways too, but the Brewer bread is at the 5-way. Who you rolling with right now?
I just picked the 5-way.
That WNBA.
WNBA, all 5, let's rock it.
Let's get this
Yes,
bread.
sir.
Now, Underdog is available in 30 states and Canada, except Ontario. Get your minds right. Get on with the Underdog Fantasy crew. And if you want to get down, use promo code GIL, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. You put 100 in, they give you 100 right off the top. You start with 200, really get them pick'ems going. Everybody out there, make your next move your best move. Download the Underdog Fantasy app, use promo code GIL, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. You can't beat that. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Keep watching, keep supporting the movement.
I'll do it again. Use promo code GIL.
Sound like a good promo code to me.
Agent Zero. Change the game. Put that respect on his name. Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen of few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse, blessed with desire, it's true. I'ma say it loud, none other than who?